Iced tea was spilled onto the computer in December. It was dried out using TechDry service through Staples. It appeared to turn on and work, but upon further investigation, I found that it does not charge, it keeps logging me out, and there is a USB port error. I was able to back it up though. I brought it to I brought it to a Mac Care place for an assessment, and they said the logic board was corrupted, and either replacing it or micro soldering would be my options. I've always wanted to see what Staples TechDry actually look like. I've always known it's a scam, and anybody who watches this channel with any degree of regularity understands that this is a scam. When you use the restroom and you take a shit, you don't dry your ass, you clean it. And when you spill something on your computer that has electricity moving through the board all the time, you don't want to dry it out, you want to remove the corrosion. So let's see what TechDry did, and let's just go over why it is that Staples TechDry is a scam, and why there should be some serious legal repercussions for them even offering such a service for money without refunding the customer in full for every single person who's ever paid for this. Acousticism says screw those ads in the beginning. Damn straight. Fuck Lewis making money. Lewis should never be allowed to make money off of content on YouTube. Alright. Let's open this thing up and see what it looks like on the inside. Much love from Tennessee. Thank you, Arrow. Paul Daniels is here. What's going on, Paul?
Isn't it like really early for him?
What time is it over there, Paul? 1 in the morning or so? Someone says your Told You So video was great. I'm glad. Glad you liked it. Ooh, somebody has YouTube Red. That's cool. All right. So let's take a look and see what it is that TechDry does. Staples, TechDry, Quick Dry, Scam Dry, Dry Scam. Let's get the microscope camera going and take a look over this board. So one of the first things that you're going to notice is that this little connector, which is the heart of the machine, this is where all different types of signals congregate. This little connector is where a bunch of different signals are going to congregate. That looks completely destroyed. And you can see that there's corrosion on it, and it's there and corroded because it's been dried off rather than cleaned. You don't want to dry off corrosion. You don't want to use rice, which is not even going to dry it to begin with. You want to actually fix the problem. Let's get Paul Daniels' software open once I find out the folder that I put it in. Here we go. I'm replacing my shortcuts. So this is an 820-00165 board, and I'm going to explore the rest of it because I'm confident that the rest of it is going to look awful as well. Okay, we're going to open up my 820-00165 board view. I'm going to open up schematic for it. Come on. Select. Done. Open PDF. Oh, I have to set the path of the PDF. Program. Wait, no, I have this path of the PDF set. Or do I? OBV PDF. Mu PDF. Yeah, that was already set. So I'm missing something here. Open PDF. Open Sesame. And I killed Paul's software. All right, next time. Let's go back to the old board viewer so I can continue the stream. Let me turn that phone off since that ringing is aggravating. All right. Okay. F3. Paul's going to be mad at me. Speaking of mad, I'm never going to get rid of that little damn goblin. All right, let's see if I can get rid of the goblin and then continue on. I never updated it, Paul, so there's no way for me to go to the previous version. You know that I never update your software once it works? I never update software if it works. Why would I possibly do such an evil thing? Alert box. Edit that. Oh, I broke it. Son. Oh wait, no, I didn't break it. Okay, I didn't break it. There we go. That's a test. That's not real. I didn't just get $81. God. Okay. Okay, back to where we were. Back to where we were. You know, remember all those people that I said subscribe to Paul Daniels? I'm going to now ask you to unsubscribe from Paul Daniels. Because his software that I didn't pay for stopped functioning perfectly in its beta version. That's an injustice right there. No, I probably messed something up. All right, so back to where we were. So this little connector that's corroded, this is called the JTAG connector. And it's right over here. And this is where a bunch of important signals are going to congregate. We have a bunch of SPI signals going to the BIOS. We have a signal for the SMC. We have an ability to reset the SMC. So it's very bad if this little connector gets corroded. And it is corroded. But let's continue around the board and see what else is corroded. And look at that. Look at that. That's more dried up stuff. Because this is what you want to put electricity through, right? A nice dried board from Staples Tech Dry. That's totally healthy. Now let's see what the... Oh, man. More dried. Yeah, check that out. So this is the connector that sits between the left I/O board for the USB ports, which she claims were not working, and the motherboard. Look at that. See? It's all dry. That's all dry. Doesn't that look great? I don't drive a car. I used to have a bike, but it got stolen, so now I don't drive a car or a bike. So I give up. $600 bike down the drain. Had it locked up nicely, too. All right, so see that? That's Staples Tech Dry right there. That's what happens when you give Staples money for Tech Dry. Isn't this a great service? How they're legally able to offer this without getting in trouble on a mass scale is beyond me, because this is the biggest scam that you could ever imagine. And I use the word scam there in every meaning of the word. This is not bad work. This is a scam, giving people the idea that this is actually making their electronics better. And take a look at the cable itself, and you'll see that it's dry. See? Look, no water there. It's technically dry. But do you want it to be dry or clean? And I would go back to the analogy that I made to taking a shit. You don't want your ass to be dry, you want your ass to be clean. So the problem here is that this board needs to get run through the cleaner, which I got to turn on and make it nice and warm. So I'm going to come back to this board at the end of the stream because it's going to take me a while. It's going to take a while for the cleaner to heat up. But once you do that and you replace this little cable over here, this is the cable that sits between the left I/O board and the motherboard, which is responsible for the USB port that she said wasn't working, we may have a board that works just fine. We may have to touch up some of these connections as well over here. And here's the biggest problem with TechDry. Here's where I say it's a terrible scam. If you just said, I can't fix this, the consumer would continue looking for other options, and they wouldn't continue using it. But if you tell the consumer, here, we dried it, it's good now because it's been dried, they're going to continue using it and have bigger problems. If I tell you you have a tumor and I can't help you with your tumor, you're going to find an oncologist and they're going to treat you. But if I tell you, yeah, here, take this little vitamin A pill and it'll get rid of your tumor, you're not going to go to the oncologist until it's too late And then when you figure out that this cancer has spread to every area of your body, now the oncologist can't help you anymore. And the reason that you didn't seek help in the beginning is more help in the reason you didn't seek appropriate help in the beginning is because you thought that the help that you received was positive help. So this is a false sense of security that actually destroys the board more, because this probably could have been fixed even without an ultrasonic. This probably just could have been fixed with a Q-tip and some alcohol the day that it got there. But I may have to resolder pins now because they kept using it because a professional told them that everything was good. And Staples is a trusted brand to some extent. They have stores all over the United States. When people walk into Staples, they don't assume that the person behind the counter is allowed to rip them off, much less looking to rip them off. But sadly, in this case, they are. There is absolutely no reason for a tech dry machine to be in any store in any civilized country. And with that little rant done, I'm just going to take the board out of here and we're going to move on to the next machine. You don't dry. You clean. Nobody likes a dry asshole. They want a clean asshole. Make sure that your ass is clean, not dry. Those people there are not qualified to tell you or run those type of machines. I worked at an Office Max, I would say, 20 years ago, but I never dreamed someday those places would be fixing PCs. I agree with you. Yep. I wonder if we're going to find any other nasty corrosion on the other side as a result of this tech dry garbage. Such garbage. I pronounce it solder. Am I wrong? Yes. It's solder, like Hodor. Do you pronounce the L in solder?
No.
How do you say solder?
Solder?
Yeah. Why do you think people say an L in solder?
I don't know. I don't want to say.
Almost. I think this is I think this is a systemic problem with our culture and our society, honestly. It's not even Staples. Because seriously, when I was a kid, I was told that the way that you clean yourself after you take a crap is to take dried toilet paper and wipe the wet shit in your ass with dry toilet paper. And everybody just went along with this. And I thought, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I'm going to take the toilet paper, add a little bit of water, a drop of soap, the next one a little bit of water, the next one a little bit of water, the next one dry, and rinse and repeat until I have not a dry asshole, but a clean asshole. It's just one of these basic things in hygiene. And you notice it's different in Japan because in Japan, they have toilets that will wash your asshole for you. In America, we don't have that technology, even though our debt to GDP ratio is better than Japan's, which this is something because we're analyzing this on the wrong level. In order for Americans to understand that they're being scammed at the level of their motherboard repair, they need to understand that they're being scammed from a very young age, as early as potty training when it comes to how they clean their asshole. If we start raising our children differently, then they're not going to fall for scams like TechDry when they grow up. Can't believe people use dry toilet paper to clean wet feces from their asshole. It's just, why? That's why wet wipes exist. Yeah, but who uses them? All right, so this is going to be put aside. Both of them. Next machine. Let's see. Easy one, touch bar. Easy one. MOSFET?
No image.
Oh. Wait, this is the one that needs the 5-volt MOSFET?
Yes.
And you put the 5-volt MOSFET on?
Yes.
You have...
CPU activity. I have fan spin.
Are you sure you're just not like looking at it too softly?
I must look at it harder.
You know what I like about this model is you can't see if the screen is getting 5 volts without taking the board out. Have you noticed that?
Can't check anything on it. All hidden.
Yeah, you can't see any of the pins in the LCD connector. Do you notice on this model you can't see any of the pins of the LCD connector or measure anything without taking the board out?
Yeah.
Do the crappy one from yesterday. Screw that. I left that one for me. Here. He's happy to do it.
What was the support about that?
Wait, that's not the same one.
I
Do you-
have touch bar. You has touch bar. I have no image.
Chime?
There was no chime on this.
Oh, they don't. Do touch bars chime?
It goes bong.
So you really have no way to know. Like, they took away the light, they took away the chime, and they took away the light in the back of the screen.
Pretty much. They just left you fans spin.
Do you even chill anymore, bro?
This doesn't spin fans
No.
until it's burning. Really? Yes.
I thought that was only the 4924.
No, this one won't spin fans until it's burning.
Yeah, I just touch the CPU now to tell if it's on. Or check vCore. I check vCore and then give it to Gary.
Wait, you sure? That's a touch bar, too. No? No fans until it burns. If I take the heatsink off, the fans will eventually come on because it starts burning. Interesting.
Ew, there's weed inside of here. Can weed kill a MacBook Pro? Alright, let's check out why this MacBook Air is not turning on. So you all tell me if you think this is weed.
It's oregano.
What's that?
Are the fans for the touch bar and non-touch bar different, Paul? I don't think so. Why? They're built into the case.
Is that weed?
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah.
Wait, so am I in possession of an illegitimate substance now?
Or is that carpet lint? What is that? That is not carpet lint.
How do people smoke this? That's disgusting. What type of carpet lint is this?
That's definitely not carpet lint.
Ki- Paul, I'll give you.
With weed.
How much, Paul? How many YouTube donations would you have to get to smoke that right now? Tell us what it is.
No way.
If somebody donates $1,000, Paul will smoke this on stream.
No way. I value my brain.
All right, let's toss that out of there. Unplug the battery. Turn on my power supply. Why is this set to 36 volts? Why is my preset 36 volts?
That doesn't sound right.
What the?
Can that even do 44 volts?
Why? No, it only goes up to. Uh-oh. The buttons don't work anymore. Here we go. Look, the output button is stuck.
Oh boy.
Is my power supply really dead?
Try turning it off and on again.
Does that ever fix anything?
Sometimes you have to hit it too.
Hitting things definitely fixes. It makes the air conditioner turn on. Oh, there. You turned it on and off again. That was it? That was all you have to do? Okay. So it's drawing a solid 0.055 amps, which is actually a good thing because that's a number that means it's probably not missing PM sleep S4L. So let's take the board out of this machine and see if there's anything obvious besides that thing that could have been weed that's causing it to not work. User needs to smoke weed to alleviate the pain caused by Apple, says Red. Perhaps. Well. Do you know how much Staples charges for tech dry?
Never heard of it either.
Does anybody in the chat on YouTube or Twitch know what Staples charges for tech dry? I'm curious. How much does it cost to have your machine dried?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I've seen the sign when I passed Staples before. In Boston. I mean Baston. Baston. Yeah, there I've seen the signs. Put it in a bag of rice, says Miroslav. Between 40 to 100, says Eric. Damn. Put the tech dry machine in a bag of rice. Problem solved, says Station. All right, so we're still getting the same amperage draw even with it out of the machine, so it's not any other connected peripheral that's causing this. So we're going to give the board a nice look over in the microscope and see if we see anything wrong with it. This is an 820 00165. It is pretty dusty, and as you're going to see in a video that I upload shortly, dust can kill these machines, and so can the weed that seems to have migrated to under the CPU. This is a 2015 A1466 MacBook Air. Lots of dust, but I don't see any water on it so far. Just now, that is the difference between dust and liquid. So you see that? See that capacitor that's got some junk on it? That's kind of liquidy. All right, but that's not going to kill it. Okay, now we have summary of the SMC, which means the SMC got some water on it. All right, giving us some more hints. And look, it's either used up weed or a dead bug or something. Let's see what it looks like under the DCN. And over here. All right, the connector's fine, a little dusty. All right, let's do some measuring. Oh, look, a troll is here. I see a troll. Okay, so now let's go to the schematic in the board view here. Now, the first rail that I need to have in order for the green light to turn on is PP3V42. So let's take a look and see if that's on my board. Oh, I missed my little PDF reader. Open PDF. Open PDF. You can do it. Sukabalat. Pizdiets. Maybe if I close the program and open it again, I'll get my beautiful PDF reader back. Eh? Huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh well. Next time. Someone says, my goodness, my internet is so bad. Doing live streams at 144p, it lags. Did you maybe not unpack it from the zip? It was unpacked yesterday. Let's see. Will move PDF even? Yeah, move PDF starts on its own, but I can't start it from within the program. So that's what's up. Ah, well. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I'm sure that software was just a Trojan horse into my system so that Paul Daniels could steal all my monies. Anyway, PP3V42 is the first rail that's supposed to show up, and that rail is on L7095. I probably screwed something up, Paul. I always screw something up. Let's see. So PP3V42 is down here at L7095, and we're going to see what shows up on the meter. And it looks like we get 1 volt, but we're not supposed to have 1 volt. We're supposed to have 3.42. And I can also see a little solder ball popping out over there. See that on the left? See that solder ball popping out? Right here. That's no good. That's no good. So, first thing we're going to do is see if there's a short circuit to ground. So I'm going to unplug the power from this and see what impedance I get to ground. 2 ohms. So something is shorted to ground. Do you think it's the SMC? I hope it's not the SMC, because if it's the SMC that's shorted to ground, this is going to have to go to... No, I'll have to do it. Hopefully I have an SMC stencil left that still works. All right, so I'm going to take a big wild guess that it's either one of these caps over here that's shorted, this is corroded, or the SMC. So let's rip these things off. GTFO. 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 All right. And now that we've ripped those capacitors off, the light is spinning, and the light is spinning? No. What? Okay, the fan is spinning and the light is on. So there we go.
I think there's too much weed in that.
It's board repair. Much board repair. Give me $325 plus tax now. That is board repair. That was pretty easy. Okay, so those caps are on the line that were shorted. We located them using our complex advanced algorithm, and then we removed them. Let's see, what comments do we have in my chat? I called the police. I said I saw stary drugs on the internet. Uh-oh. X is Lewis' girlfriend, yes? That's for me to know and for you to find out. Weed is 20% of my body. Indeed. Why is weed 20% of your body? That doesn't sound very healthy. Now these 3 caps are just 3 caps between PP3V42 and grounds next to the SMC. They're by no means mandatory for this system to work. Chuck says Paul inserted keyloggers. He wants a mansion on a hill. I'm not getting a mansion on a hill anytime soon. I invested in Agile Therapeutics. My mansion's a long way away. So we're just gonna place this, put this thing through the cleaner. How old app Lewis have? What? I am smoking some good weed right now. What's your opinion on Sonos? I don't have one. Now with wireless charging, they're getting close to removing the lightning connector too. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm surprised they haven't removed that yet. How often putting a working board in the cleaner makes it not working anymore? Sometimes. Most of the time that happens, the board was really messed up, and you should have kind of probably resoldered something before putting it there. Think about it. If the cleaner is going to knock off something on the board and make it not work, then it must have been hanging on by a thread to begin with. Isn't moldy weed a health hazard? Perhaps. That's why I have my HAKKO FA430 running anytime I'm streaming. Those caps I wouldn't pick from a donor, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but these haven't been used ever. So and this is quicker. Just gonna scrape a little here. Alright. This board can go in the cleaner. And once it comes out of the cleaner, it'll be beautiful, set, and ready to go. Much fixed. Next. When will you have kids? I will have kids. I will have kids when I hit 1 million subscribers. How about that? 1 million subscribers, I will live stream the process of myself having children. That'll be the 100K. That'll be the 1 million subscribers special. Okay. See, battery shaking. That's because you brought it to a shitty repair shop before bringing it to us. Low priority. Next. Then I am going to unsub. Don't threaten us like that. Yeah, be careful what questions you ask. This is... Maybe everyone unsubs. Maybe. Maybe everybody double subscribes. Maybe. All right, so this is an A1534, not turning on. This is the 12-inch MacBook. The creation or the birth? Why not both? Why not both, Alex? I'm almost close to 400,000. Yeah, I'm 532 subscribers away from being 400K. That's going to be good. Okay, let's open this mofo up. All right, so this model MacBook is the 12-inch Retina. And what always goes wrong with the 12-inch Retina from 2015? Does anybody here watch regularly enough to know what's probably wrong with this MacBook? What's wrong with the shitbook in front of me? What goes wrong with every 2015 shitbook? Who remembers? Who pays attention? Okay. There's no GPU in this. There's no graphics card. There's no soldered in memes. It's made by Apple. Okay, that's the closest answer so far. This machine does not have a JTAG, no. It's not wheat in the charging port. Alex Canty! Okay, you're the closest. Alex Canty is the closest. This is a 2015 one, so it does indeed have a U4700 chip. So let's open up the schematic in the board view for the 820-00045. Zachary is guessing. Eric Wenzel is close, but this one hasn't been to a mall store yet. Wait. It turned on? The fuck? Why are you here? It says doesn't turn on. Okay. Well, let's see if it also does that with the keyboard plugged in, because if it does that with the keyboard plugged in, then this is a waste of my time. Battery disconnect. Wow. 4chan fixed it. Power of memes, I suppose. It's the power of memes. Don't let your memes be dreams. Okay. Someone says try putting some weed on it. Okay, so we're going to plug it in now with the keyboard plugged in and see if the keyboard is messed up and keeping it from turning on. Yay, another bad keyboard because Apple doesn't do the power button separately. Miroslav knows what's up. Don't let your memes be dreams. Don't let your dreams be memes. So we hit the power button. You go Apple. Yep, keyboard or trackpad. That is all it takes to kill this machine and make it not turn on no more. 2. Next. All right, I'm going to clean that board from before. I'm just going to put on the low pass filter so that you don't hear it as badly. All right, low pass at 4.5 kilohertz. Don't. Those butterfly switches are horrendous. I concur. They suck. What would be the best boards to use to learn on? Boards that have simple problems that have not been messed with by somebody else. What will he do with this machine now? Give it to somebody else to replace the keyboard or trackpad? Alright, we're going to wait for this to go through. ASMR. ASMR. MacBooks are some pretty expensive paperweights with keys like that. Keyboard. I agree. Oh, crap. On to the next machine. Which screwdriver to remove the fan, heatsink, etc. I should have some links in the video description. I like to use Weha. I use Weha. It's usually a T5. Then I use a 401 PR to remove the pentalobe screws in the bottom. Mother, this has a... That's not the right screw. There's a Phillips screw over there. Don't yawn, you're gonna make us all yawn. Can't help it. Picture yet?
Short on 5-volt output.
To the screen?
I think it's the backlight driver and something else.
Well, the 5-volt MOSFET is the one that broke, so that would make sense. That uses the same backlight circuit as the 4924.
I'm not sure exactly what I'm even looking at here. I am on the backlight driver.
Okay, so this one says no backlight. This is an 820-00138 board. The most common cause of this is user screw up around the connector. And from what I can see here, let's see, let me count the pins, make sure they're all there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All 30 pins are there. Now the backlight pin is there. It's just a little corrody looking. Oh, sleepy. Okay, so now the connector's got some funkiness. What's this? Why are you bent? Alright, let's see if this fits in there. So it does fit in. You always want to make sure it fits. Now we're going to see what the resistance is to ground on the backlight pin. Wait, that's not the backlight pin. Don't be an idiot. Alright, so we have a very high resistance to ground in the backlight pin. So our problem is going to be somewhere else. Let's see what voltage we get on the backlight pin. Yeah. Open the machine so it knows to turn the backlight on. I'm going to turn it on. Get the meter into voltage mode. Measure the voltage at backlight output. And backlight output appears to be 0 volts. Now let's measure the voltage we're getting at the screen itself. The screen appears to be 5 volts. Interesting. Alright, so now I'm going to measure the voltage of the backlight fuse. 10 volts. 10 volts. Alright, this is going to suck. Backlight fuse works, but no backlight. And a clean looking board. And do we have a schematic to the 00138? Yes. And a board view that works. Let's see. All right. Looks like we have a diagram. So our backlight circuit, I believe, is somewhere around here. The backlight fuse is working. Backlight fuse is working. Now, Q7706 is a P-channel MOSFET. And since it's a P-channel, you're going to have a higher voltage on the source than you do at the gate in order for it to turn on. So let's measure pins 4 and 3 of Q7706, which I'm guessing is this thing over here. Yeah, it is. So let's see. What do we get on pins 3 and pins 4? Interesting. Has somebody messed with my LED driver? Oh, it looks like somebody replaced you already. This is much crap. I'm being trolled. Boo. That's no fun. Alright, so I'm going to measure the voltage on pin 3. And that's all I need to know. So that transistor is not opening because the voltage on pin on this gate is equal to the voltage on the source. Now there are a couple of things that need to happen in order for this to work. One of them is that the LED driver has to communicate with the screen. And there's these two pull-up resistors over here, R7760, R7761, and those two pull-up resistors create a data line, which is all connected by R7758 and R7757 to the screen. And if we look on the board view, you'll see that that shows up on pin... where? Pin... oh, come on. Which pin? Okay, let's see. I2C Backlight SDA. Where are you? Why does the board view not make this obvious where you go? Okay, that's connected. On pin 4. But on this board view over here that's supposed to be for this fucking board, it says that that's not what's there. The board view says that LED returns are on those lines. You fucking assholes. Alright, so this is a fake board view, most likely. Now, the way we're going to tell is we're going to see if we have two capacitors to ground. Yeah, this is a fake fucking board view. You pieces of shit. This is not the real board view. Fucking Venafix. Okay. Alright, so let's just take a guess. So, this is going to be a data line based on 5 volts. So if it is actually a 5 volt data line on pins 3, and, as the schematic says, on pins 3 and 4 of the connector, I should get 5 volts there, or something around 5 volts. And let's see if that's the case. 5. Now we have to see if those pins attach to pins on the board, on the LED driver. And those are going to be these two pins in the upper right-hand corner. So let's unplug the battery and see if we have continuity between the pins on the LED driver and the pins on here. And again, this is not even the orientation of the chip. This is not a right board view at all, because it has pin 1 on the bottom right corner. And over here, pin 1 is over here on the bottom left corner because of the dot. So this board view is not even remotely close to accurate. All right, so let's yeah, I have no idea what to do here. My schematic is not correct. My board view is not correct. Either way, wait, maybe is it my board view is not correct, or is it that the person who soldered this chip on soldered it the wrong way? No, this board view is definitely not correct. It has yeah, this board view has 5 components on the right side, and this board only has 4 components on the right side. So, thank you, Venafix. All right. What if we just... you know what I think they did? I think the schematic for the year before this is being sold as this one. Let's see. Is this the same as the 8203662? This is, isn't it? Oh, you fuckfaces. You fucking fuckfaces. You sold me the zeros. You sold me a 3662 schematic as the 00138 schematic. You fucking fuckfaces. Why? Why would you do that? Fucking scammers. All right. So I got to guess. Where does 00138? I actually have a board view that's titled properly, but they renamed the 3662 board view and sold it as the 00138 board view.
I have a different set than you. Let's see.
You think yours is right? I just want to know where the data line goes to from the LCD to the chip, because sometimes that line breaks. TCRS says he had the same issue. Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
TCRS got scammed like I did.
3787 or 3662. I have a schematic. Do you have the proper schematic?
Yeah, I just don't have the. I need. I don't even know which way that. I don't even know if that guy soldered the LED driver on the right way. Let's see. We have to be able to get some orientation idea here. All right, so let's go back to the LED driver. All right.
We have a donor for that.
For this, I don't know if we have a 00138 donor.
I think we have one.
So pin 1 is supposed to be for the switch. And pin 1 here is going to a FET. So this does look like it is attached the right way, because this is pin 1. And according to the... And this is a FET, which is going to do switching. And according to the schematic, pins 1 and 2 are attached to where the FET is for switching. So that's correct. What if they just fucked up the chip soldering it? Maybe that's the case. Because that would be beautiful. That would be make this easy breezy, beautiful cover girl level of easy breezy. I approve of that. That was not soldered correctly. That's probably the wrong chip. So let's find that chip. LP8548B1SQ. Where would we find an LP8548B1SQ? Hey, how's it going? Do you need an LP8548B1SQ? Check out store.rossmangroup.com. We got chips, flux, ultrasonics, board repair, supplies, hot air stations, and more. Same-day shipping from New York. Don't delay. Buy today. Best rated in the industry, and free shipping within the continental United States for all orders over $30. Almost to 1,000 five-star reviews on Shopper Approved. You can't go wrong. And this one's going to be in slot B4. So let's find it. Don't delay. Buy today.
Much delay, buy today.
Much delay. Don't delay. Delay as much as my stop loss on my AGR Excel order did. Correct with a KT. Don't delay. Buy today. Do you sell or service dead power boards for PC monitors? No. That doesn't sound like fun. Okay, let's see if we get a light now. Let's see if the transistor's opening. And of course it's not opening. Let's see if the data line's working. Lame. Zero. Alright, let's try a different screen. Maybe that'll do something. We're going to try a different screen. Alright, so it works with a different assembly, which means that there's something wrong with this screen or screen cable. That's a boring one. Two, 6, 4. Next on the list. No charge light, fan on 100%, no trackpad, no battery. That sounds like an SMC. That's no fun. Does YouTube or Twitch support 4K? I think YouTube does. I just don't have a 4K camera. I mean, do you really want a 4K stream? Like, it's going to get raped anyway. Even the 1080p video that I make and then what YouTube does to it, it just destroys it. So you have to spend a lot of money for stuff that you're really not going to see any kind of difference. See you later, Paul Daniels. Okay, let's see. Fan spins fast, doesn't recognize trackpad. That could be both. One problem, because the trackpad is what's going to set the fan speed since there's a temperature sensor in it. No charge light, and no battery detected, that's going to suck. Okay. Actually, this is not an original battery, it looks like, so that's easy. So the only one left, and it looks like this has already been cleaned before, actually. Let's take a look. So this is already seeing some damage and some cleaning with a toothbrush or something. Well, I got to it in time. At least this transistor for the sensor didn't die. First thing to do is see if this needs an SMC. Let's see if PPBus G3 hot is 12 volts, 12.23 or 12.56 volts. So PPBus is 12.29 volts, which means SMC is likely not running. I mean, SMC, the data line is messed up. So we're going to unplug the battery indicator LED, because that can actually screw up that line. And unplug the keyboard as well. Now let's see if we get any change. We still get 12.2. So this would definitely need an SMC. And if it doesn't see a trackpad, it needs a trackpad. And let's see, do the notes say that... Now, I do often fix boards if I think there's a chance of approval, but if it needs an SMC, that is a pain in the ass, so that I need to know that they're willing to pay beforehand. And let's see if that's approved. Nothing approved. All right, so not screwing with that. So I guess the way I'm going to end today's stream is I'm going to show you what the board that from the tech dry situation looks like. Okay, let's take a look at that board from the tech dry situation. So this board came out of the ultrasonic cleaner and in the oven. It's going to be nice and clean. So this is the JTAG connector from before. It still has a burn on it, but you don't see corrosion between the pins. Around the PP3V42 regulator area. And these are the pins on the connector. Now, as you can see, one of those pins is entirely burned away. Let's get that at an angle where that's easily visible. The pad to that pin is burned away. You see that? That pin is broken. And that's going to mess this up. And that there's no drying machine in the world that's going to make that better. The only thing that makes something like that better is cleaning it when it originally happened, so it doesn't have a chance to get that bad. So now that the flux is there, I'm just going to gently massage that area with the tip of the iron and a little bit of solder on it. Make the pad available again. We should be able to get a light on the charger again once we have this little connection resoldered. Do some gentle scraping. I want all the dirt to end up on the solder ball in my iron. And I clean the tip of my iron off, and I just keep going over and over and over again. And now we can take a look and see what it looks like at an angle. Needs a little bit more. May have to shove a wire in there. All right, I'm going to get a wire going in there. That's a really small wire. And that's going to make all the difference in allowing this to connect. Okay, now this wire is going to make the connection between where that pad was a little burned and the pin. We're going to get in there. And the wire is going to fall off, and then Lewis is going to break his New Year's resolution. No. Okay. See, I wanted to do it at an angle, but I have to hold the board to do it at an angle, so I'm just going to wind up doing it like this so that I can hold the wire. Ah! Much cursing. Alright, I think that's good. Let's take a look. It's bridging to the pin next door. Let's see, can we knock that out? Alright, take it out and try again. More patience this time. Gotta get that teeny tiny wire bridge over. Alrighty. That's connected. Now we're going to rip the excess off. Let's take a look under the microscope. And there we go. You got a lot of flux there. There's a bunch of that sticky stuff that we use for soldering, but as you can see, the pad is now making a good connection to the pin. And that's what we need. That's why this wasn't working properly before, because that connection was entirely corroded. And that's what happens when you use Staples Tech Dry instead of fixing the actual problem. So let's see what we get when we assemble this. See if we get something that works nicely. Okay, nice and clean. Don't want to put this board through the torture of the ultrasonic again. There we go. Look, good as new. That pin is making lovely contact via my jumper wire. The jumper wire is bridging the area where the liquid damage corroded the pad. And this is going to work great. This will make a great before and after for Staples Tech Dry. Look at that. That's what this is supposed to look like. Pretty. Okay, let's reassemble this thing and see what we got. What does the ultrasonic machine fix? It cleans stuff. All right, let's get this reassembled in the case. The ultrasonic cleaner is the hardest working employee at Rossman Repair. Kind of. Definitely fixes more than I do. Not as much as Paul, but definitely more than I do. Speaking of, how's that touch bar? It works?
It works.
What was the 5 ohm short to ground? I mean 25.
The 25 ohm short to ground was this to the back.
What does it do?
I guess S4 maybe? No. S4, yeah. I guess it's the... Wait, no. What the hell is this?
U8209? Are you using Paul Daniels' software?
No.
He's going to be sad if he hears that you're not using his software.
I need to install it. Cumulus versus Kona.
Oh, that's 5 volts to the screen, I believe. Oh, no, that's 5 volt SO. Yeah, that's 5 volt SO turning on. So you fixed the touch bar. And I fixed no touch bar yesterday. Fix my touch bar with no VCore.
Give me another donor board. You said this uses the same backlight driver as the right one?
I believe so.
This is the backlight driver. Do we have this?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, B5. Is that the one you just put on to?
Mm-hmm. I wasted one. I used B4, not B5.
B4. Oh, B4.
Where can I get that flux? Store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay. Buy today. Oh. Which one? No, I'm gonna, I can't find it anywhere, so you have to get it from the donor boards that I bought. That's the 5-volt rail FET.
No, this one, the little one, the switch.
Oh. Everything on 5-volt got owned on that one for some reason.
Because that driver was a 2 ohm short to ground, and then this was a 25 ohm short to ground.
So you had multiple.
Yep.
Bye. Don't delay. Buy today. Don't delay. Buy today. I gave you a set of probes, Alex. Enjoy. I was feeling nice that day. That was also before I knew that AGRX would fall to 60 cents. If I knew AGRX would fall to 60 cents, I probably wouldn't have given you probes. I actually probably would have taken your money and not given you your order. But hindsight is 20/20 after all. Let's see. From what I have seen, 1-2 build per repair. Something like that.
Now the worst part of a touch bar.
What?
Putting it back together.
Oh, God. Where do you get 99% alcohol? Usually Amazon. Don't delay. Buy today. Don't delay. Buy today. Don't delay. Wait, what do you have to order? You already paid. Hey, that was a gift, Alex. I was kidding. I appreciate your previous orders. Don't you buy them? Don't you buy them? You enjoy your free probes. You earned it. You make good posts on the internet. I was just kidding. Okay, semi-kidding about the AGRX thing, but... Uh-oh. Where'd I put the small screw? What, everything knocked over?
All the little stupid covers, I just dumped them all on the ground.
You think those covers would make the machine more liquid resistant, but no.
Well, have they ever had problems with connectors coming uncoupled from the board? Why is every single connector screwed in on this one?
The air, yeah, the DC in connector on the air would pop right out.
Oh yeah, you have to smack it and it starts working.
But they went a little overboard. What Apple laptop model is the best one? I don't answer that question anymore. The one without the Apple on it. That's. I used to try to answer that question, but every year something new gets effed up. I don't answer that question anymore. It's like the chicken and the egg question. Like, what came first, the chicken and the egg? But what if they came at the same time? And the question is, what is it that created the chicken and the egg? You know? What came first? That which created the chicken and the egg. What's the best Apple product? There is none. That is the wrong question. Why are you buying an Apple product?
The Apple Lisa.
Paul says the Apple Lisa. All right, I got to get a new DC-in cable. And also a drive to test the USB with, because they said that the USBs were not working properly on this. Never gonna dance again. All right, do you turn on? Oh, lol, after all that, you're dead. Let's see. Wait, no, your fan's not plugged in. Oh, man, I'm dumb. I am a dumbass. You're not dead. Your fan needs to be plugged in. Of course we don't have fan spin. All right, let's try that again. I have a USB external thing plugged into the left side, and I'm going to try to boot from it. If I can boot from an external SSD, then I will say that the USB port is good. Let's see if I get a picture on the screen first. Okay, it looks like I get a picture on the screen. I'm going to boot into a test operating system. And if it boots into the test operating system, then the no USB working on the left side and all those glitches, I can consider that fixed. Because here I have a solid state drive with a copy of a test operating system on it. And I'm using a USB 3 to 2.5 inch SATA adapter from StarTech to boot. Come on, boot like an SSD, mofo. Make me proud. You're booting like you're 4,200 RPM. All right. We're booted. So that's that. That's the difference between tech dry and proper cleaning. And I do believe that you should not be allowed to sell something like tech dry in a store. Most users and consumers are not made aware of just how badly tech dry works. Most consumers don't really understand the difference between proper repair or even cleaning if it isn't repair and drying. And Staples is taking advantage of the fact that the consumer doesn't understand why this is bad and taking their money. And any device, even if it does manage to work when it gets outside of that tech dry thing, you know it's not going to work a month or 2 or 4 months later, and Staples is not going to be giving people their money back, at least to my knowledge. I would double check. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that Staples is going to be giving people their money back if that device dies 6 months down the line because of that. And that really sucks because most people, they just think that when they walk into a large corporation like Staples, that they're going to get, they're going to get a little bit of, like, owned and slapped around a little bit, but they don't think that they're just going to take it in the ass. And they're taking advantage of people's ignorance in a way that's really, really lame and unfair. And it makes all of us look bad because when somebody goes to Staples and gets ripped off for what's essentially a large hair dryer on their expensive device and then comes to a place like this, they're going to think that we're ripping them off too because Staples did. But it's really important. Let people know that this is what Staples does. Share this video. Let people. I'm going to make an edited copy on the main channel to make it with some nice before and after pictures. And, friends don't let friends use tech dry. Friends make sure that their friends clean their asshole, not dry it. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something.